Hello and welcome back to my RC channel. I'm Andy RC and today I'm going to be checking out the Flysight Falcon FG01 FPV goggles, and I'm pretty excited about this one because guess what? They are a contender for Aomway and Fat Sharks and they are worth buying. Now, I really didn't think I'd be saying that because the recent releases of compact goggles and goggles in general haven't been up to scratch. However, I've already tested these and they get my seal of approval, so let's talk about them some more. So first of all, you will notice that they are a very similar style and shape to my current favourite FPV goggles, and those are the Fat Shark Dominator HD3s. And while I'm here, I might as well talk about the compact goggles that do get my approval. So these are my favourite goggles, the Fat Shark HD3s. Even after receiving these are very good, but these are still going to be my favourite, I think, just because of the support that you can get from Fat Shark. In fact, that's the reason why these ones don't have the module in there. I think the third time now they've come back from Fat Shark, and that doesn't sound very good, does it? But you have to remember, I'm using these on a daily basis, and you know, they are pretty much using very similar parts and they do break. So that's why I think it's important to go down the Fat Shark route, because there is a local Fat Shark dealer for me, and if you look on the website you'll probably find that is for you as well, and when they break they fix them and send them back to you. So that is the reason why these are going to remain my main goggle. That being said, I'm more than happy to say that these could be my main goggles, which has surprised me. So yes, the HD3, they are my favourite. The Aomways could also be my daily goggle, and also the Fat Shark Attitude V4s have been my main goggle when these ones were in the shop. So, specifications. They have got 33 degrees field of view, which I think might be a little bit small, because these ones have a slightly bigger field of view. However, field of view is absolutely fine. They are a 16:9 goggle, but they also switch to 4:3. That is so needed for goggles, because we're using 16:9 and 4:3 cameras, and now you can just switch between the two. Of course, the LCD screens in this are 16:9 natively, so when you do switch to 4:3 you do lose field of view. I always think that how cameras are at the moment, we are mostly using 4:3 cameras. I always thought it'd be best to have your LCD as 4:3 natively and then crop it to 16:9, but that is just my opinion, of course, and many people will disagree with that, as a lot of people believe that 16:9 is the future, and it probably is. I'm just looking at the specs here, and you can see that the resolution is 854 by 480, so you know, you're talking WVGA there. So yeah, if it was a 4:3 it's going to be 640 by 480, and in 16:9 it's going to be 854 by 480. But yeah, they have some fantastic features. Now you'll notice here I'm using a Fat Shark battery, and that is because it does just plug straight in, and they give you this. Now this is a downside to me, but this is for putting 18650 batteries in there, and I don't have any charge at the moment, so for the test today I've used this battery. But you know, there's a lot of people using 18650 batteries for these goggles now, because we are using diversity and they use more power, so your battery drains more quickly. And look at this, we have got the Furious FPV True D module that fits in there perfectly. I should say though that the housing that they give you with the True D does not fit. It is a slightly different fitting. So this is the cap that it comes with, and if I take the HD3s here, you can see we've got two clips there, and the clips are the same space apart, but you can see they are slightly further forward, so it doesn't quite fit. So we would have to either modify the casing of the True Diversity system, or we can maybe get someone to 3D print some, and I think we'll be seeing that, because I have a feeling that these are going to be a very popular goggle, because these are a very popular goggle and they are very similarly priced. However, you cannot fit a external module to these, whereas these you can. So we have this faceplate here, and I'm happy to say that it fits my wonky face perfectly. You can see we've got a big nose cutout there. I should say it is slightly shallow than the HD3s if you have a look there, but I didn't find them uncomfortable whatsoever. So I am using -2 diopters with these. You can fit the Fat Shark diopters straight in there, so if you're short-sighted you're going to need diopters because these lenses are made so that you have to look far into the distance. So yeah, -2 diopters in there. What I thought was interesting and actually very useful is that you have to take this faceplate off in order to put the diopters in, and once they're in they won't come out. And at first I thought, oh, that's different, but then I realized that's a good thing. You know, with the Fat Sharks, they're always falling out, you know, if they are loose fitting. So that is awesome, I think. So if we take a look around the goggles, you can see the fan is built inside the goggle, and we have got a on and off switch for it. Now the fan is quite loud, but it doesn't seem to blow your eyes away or dry your eyes out, so that is good as well. And everything's actually labelled up here, so you can see we've got a AV in port there. Now this might be a deal breaker for you. There is no AV out with these goggles as far as I can see anyways. I've had a look and I can't see that feature. We've got headphones here, and you can see we've got the volume of the headphones up there as well. And then we have got a micro SD card slot. It'll take up to a 64GB. It doesn't seem to be fussy regarding what micro SD card you use, and the DVR seems to be the same DVR as the Fat Shark and the Aomways, very similar. And then we've got HDMI in as well, and that supports up to 720p. And then you'll see here, look at this, we've got a little wheel here, and that adjusts the IPD. And again, this might be a deal breaker for you. You'll notice that when you turn this wheel, it moves both of the optics at the same time. Now that might not be any good for you, because you might find that your eyes are different distances apart. So on the Fat Sharks, of course, you can adjust them individually, and also on the Aomways you can adjust them individually, not with this. However, I will say this, with my wonky face, they were fine. I managed to get them lining up and there was no blurring whatsoever, so that was pretty cool, I thought. And if we look at the IPD adjustment, it doesn't seem that wide of a range. It is 59 to 69 millimeters, but as I say, it seems to do it for me. Also, it mentions here as well that it supports HDMI 1.3 if you want to know about that. So when it comes to the controls, they have gone very similar to the Fat Sharks, which I'm glad about, because the Fat Sharks are very simple. You can be flying within a matter of seconds, and that is the same with these. So we've got a channel button there, which goes up the 8 channels of your module, and that works through the True Diversity system. We've got the DVR button here, so this actually caught me out when I got these goggles, and it might be a downside for you, so I'll mention it. When you plug the goggles in, you press this button to start the DVR recording, and at first I couldn't see any indication that it was recording, and I really had to look for it. There is a single pixel, and it is at the top right of the screen. I'm not even sure I'm going to be able to show you, and it flashes. It is so dim. At first I thought I'd received a duff pair of goggles, but it is there. It is a little red flashing LED, and it starts straight away. You know, you don't have to wait like the Fat Sharks. You don't have to hold it down or anything. It's just a single press. It records in a 640 by 480 resolution, and that is 4:3, and it records at around about 15 megabit. And then if you long press this button, it will take you into the DVR menu, and there aren't many options. It's just very similar to the Fat Shark menu, where you can format your micro SD card, or you can actually set it to record continuously as soon as you plug it in. I should say you do have to turn off the RX in order to see that menu, and the way that you do that is on this button. So you hold this button down and the first beep will switch between 4:3 and 16:9, and the second beep will turn the RX off, and then you'll be able to see this menu. Then this one also acts as a joystick, and up and down is brightness and contrast, and short presses take you through AV, 2D and 3D, and HDMI 2D and 3D as well. And then of course we have the volume on here as well. I should mention there's no head tracker with these goggles, and there's no option to add one either, so again another reason why they might not be for you. And of course, because there is no head tracker, there's no open module on this side. So if you are wanting to use the diversity modules that reach across the goggles, you can't. And you know, I wouldn't want to hack this apart to install one either. So you are pretty much stuck with the modules that are on a single side. Personally, I prefer this because it means both of my antennas are facing toward the left, because I don't fly over this side of my field. So that is something that is beneficial, but probably just to me. Now, the DVR does have a super cap built into it, which means when you pull your battery, it will save the recording. Absolutely fantastic. The foam here around the surround is on Velcro, so it can be removed for hygiene, and it does mean that you can use different variations of foam. In fact, they have actually provided a slightly thinner foam here. I think it's not much thinner though, so that comes in the package as well. You're also given a load of cables, so we actually have got a XT60 to DC here, and that is because you can plug up to a 4S battery into this, and you can go as low as a 2S. And then we also have got another cable here as well. I guess that is for charging potentially. And then we have got a AV lead there, and then we've got another XT60 to DC. It's a little bit shorter. And I mentioned the cap already. We have got the instructions there. You've got a wipe cloth, and no need to wipe any tears away with this goggle. We've got a really nice, large and thick carry case, and it's got a zip on it. See, it says Flysight there. Got a compartment in there for stuff, and there's loads of space. I really like that. And I mentioned the battery as well for putting your 18650s in, and this is the box that it comes in. So here is a comparison of the Flysight's field of view against all of the other goggles, and it's important to note that this just is a camera pointed down the lens, so it gives no indication of the quality of the screens, so ignore that. It's kind of like trying to watch a movie through a camera pointed at a cinema screen. It is just to show the difference in the field of view. Okay, let's see how usable these goggles are. Wow, picture's looking pretty nice so far. This is the V-Fly X150. First thing I'm concerned about is how clear the on-screen display is, and it seems absolutely fine. I can see everything. I got my voltage there, 15.2. And you're going to have to take my word for this, but the picture is very, very clear. The colours are nice, it's very sharp. I have played around with the contrast just a little bit and the brightness, but that's nothing unusual. I usually have to adjust them depending on what the weather is doing, and we've got sun here and blue skies. Yeah, I like it. The only thing that is tricky to see is that little LED that is flashing for the DVR. I can see it, but there are occasions when I can't. I guess that's what they were going for, but it's always nice to know when it's recorded. Oh, I do like this model. But yeah, I am really surprised by these goggles. Fantastic performance. Yeah, really nice. Oh yeah, Bill wanted me to do a power loop, didn't he, in mode 1, so let's do that. All the way around. And I like to do like half Cuban, so that's what that was. But we can do a full power loop. Just over the top and all the way around. Sort of like that, Bill. Yeah. Great goggles and a great model as well. So yeah, there you go. I'm really impressed by these goggles. The DVR working nicely, nice bit rate. You know, nothing new really when it comes to goggle technology. But I really appreciate the 4:3 aspect ratio change. I'm flying through 4:3 here and it's fantastic, I have to say. So yeah, there you go. They get my approval, and that is my review of these goggles. I'll put a link in the description if you wish to get some. And as always, thanks so much for watching. Please continue to subscribe. Cheers.